Hi everyone, and welcome to
Skopos
Skopos
Gaming.
Gaming.
How did I do? Was I okay?
I think we just need to work on it a bit.
Oh, okay.
What are we going to be talking about today?
So today we'll be talking about the Skopos Build. Everything there is to know about it. It takes advantage of a perk of the MP Bella Point system where there's a ceiling to the amount of points you can get per match, maximum being 5,000 points.
So, say a player uses a full Elite 10 level 60 team or Elite 7 level 50 team. Would they be getting the same amount of points?
Yes, you're right.
Oh. So then what's the real difference between an Elite 10 team and Elite 7 team?
So you're using a full team of Elite 7s, you'd be pitted against, most likely you'd be pitted against teams that are higher stats than yours because they would be, Elite 10, level 60 golds or fully maxed out metal cards, whereas you have lower stats at Elite 7. Conversely, if you're using a full Elite 10 team, your team stats are maxed out, so your opponents will be pretty much equal in terms of stats.
If that's so, should someone go for an Elite 10 team based on the advantage you just talked about?
On paper, it looks good to use a full Elite 10 60 team. However, not quite. Let me show you why. Okay, let's just look at the MP leaderboards and look at Death. He has a full flashpoint maxed out at level 10, Elite 10 level 60 team, my bad. So let's look at one of his matches. He took 63 plus 22, 85 plus 21, 106 seconds in-game time to complete one match. That is 1 minute and 46 seconds. Let's take a look at another match. Okay. He took here 73 seconds. Wow. That is 1 minute and 13 seconds to complete one match. Okay, let's just look at one more match.
Okay.
Roro Sanche. Is that how you say it? Okay. He took 32, 54, 99 seconds.
Jeez.
Okay. That is 1 minute and 39 seconds. You know what? Let's just look at one more just to see if there are any matches he completed quicker than over a minute. Okay. 31. Okay. Here he took a total of 40 seconds, which is less than a minute. But overall, you can see that full Elite 10 level 60 team does not finish matches as quickly as you would expect.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, after seeing how maxed out they were, I really expected them to go by faster. Because, I mean, when I'm watching you, don't yours tend to go a bit faster than that?
Well, this is where I should just show you how fast I complete a match with the Skopos Build, because seeing is believing. So here we're looking at a team with the Teen Titans Raven being the carry at Elite 10 level 60. Okay, she attacks in, fires off a special 2. Nightwing goes down, and going for Joker goes down as well. And her demonic embrace took out Batman.
That's quick.
So, as you can see there, it took a total of 12 seconds. And how many points? 5,000 points.
Yeah.
So 12 seconds, 5,000 points. Let's look at another example. Over here, we have a full Blackest Night team with Batman at Elite 10 level 60. So he fires off the special 2. Okay, first up the Suicide Squad team goes down. Harley Quinn goes down as well. And the Joker is no exception. Goes down really quick.
Yeah.
Let's see how long this took. 10 in-game seconds. Yes, that is 10 in-game seconds. And 5,000 points as well. That's the maximum amount of points you can get to, emphasize again. So we're going to take a look at just one more example of a team with the Skopos build. Here we'll be looking at Injustice to Superman. I have him geared for special 1 damage. So first Godfall Superman goes down. He uses a special 2 against Rebirth Raven. Takes her out. And the third hit takes Jessica Cruz out instantly.
This feels fast. And yeah.
And this took only 9
Nice.
in-game seconds. Okay? And the amount of battle points is the 5th match of an epic ladder. So it gave 15,000 points. But it also equates to a 5,000 point match. So that's just to show you the difference between using a full team of Elite 10 level 60 golds and a team that uses the Skopos build.
Wow, that's like way faster than the normal speed. What's the story behind creating your build?
So it goes back to when I had one of my very first Elite 10 level 60 gold cards, which was Blackest Night Batman. At the time, both my Blackest Night Flash and Hawkgirl were only at Elite 2. I remember reading a lot on the Injustice Mobile subreddit that you should always strive for balanced teams for the best chance at winning matches. And don't get me wrong, it's still sound advice, especially if you're new to MP or you lack decent gears. So I was conflicted about fielding an unbalanced Blackest Night team. Still, I thought that the synergy that a full Blackest Night team offers was too good to pass up on, and decided to go with it anyway. To my surprise, it worked out really well. My Blackest Night team was sweeping enemy teams in seconds, and I was gaining 5,000 points per match. Later on, when I had more Elite 10 level 60 goals, I decided to go with a full Elite 10 team because you should field your strongest team on MP, right? Turned out that it took way longer to complete matches, and yet I was still only gaining 5,000 points per match. That was the moment of truth when I realized that I could grind MP way more efficiently with unbalanced teams.
Jeez, it's crazy that you just happened upon this. What exactly is the Skopos build?
So the Skopos build can be divided into 3 segments. First, forming the MP team. Second, gearing the MP team. And third, the strategy behind using set teams.
That sounds great. How exactly do you form a team?
So when it comes to forming a team, there are 2 parts to it. First is ensuring the minimum threshold for maximum points gained per match. And second is defining the roles of your cards.
Okay.
So let's talk about the first part. You want to form a team that has the minimum average stats required for a maximum amount of points. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so it's known that usually a team of 3 Elite 7 level 50 golds would net 5,000 points. Okay, for the Skopos build, you would want 1 Elite 10 level 60 gold accompanied by 2 golds at lower promotions, say Elite 2 or Elite 3. It doesn't matter as long as you get 5,000 points per match. Okay, some people recorded numbers or estimates of the minimum damage stat to gain 5,000 points. But personally, I just use trial and error to figure out the minimum threshold. For example, I would pair an Elite 10 level 60 gold with, say, 2 Elite 1 golds and play a match and see how many points that gives. If I get 4,000 or 4,500 points, I know that the stats of my team needs to be higher, and so I would swap out 1 Elite 1 gold and replace him with an Elite 2 gold, and so on and so forth until I get 5,000 points per match. That's how I figure out the minimum average team stat required. The second part is defining the roles of each member on your team. So for the Skopos build, the team composition is 1 carry, 1 tank, and 1 utility character. So let's define the role. The first role, the carry, is the main damage dealer of the team. Okay, he carries the team, and that's why he's called the carry. Okay.
Wow.
And that's.
Didn't know that.
Oh really?
No.
Wow. Well, learn something new every day, huh? Well, so that's the role of the carry. While the tank, his role is to just absorb all the damage from the incoming enemy team, especially specials or super moves. So,
like a tank, right?
yeah, like a tank, like an actual tank. While the third character, the utility, is basically to reduce the potency of the enemy team.
Okay.
All right, so that's their roles defined.
Yeah. So you talked about how you form your MP teams. How exactly do you gear them?
So the way I gear the team is according to their roles. For the carry, I want to give him damage-oriented gears, such as the Tandu Totem and the Master's Death card. That's my usual go-tos. Though not 100% of the time I put them on carries, but most of the time I do. So 2 of them, which give you 2 bars of powers instantly on tagging, so you can fire off your specials. And the 3rd gear on my carry would be the Astral Harness. Now, the Astral Harness is well known for its defensive capabilities, granting vulnerability at 100%, 50%, 10% thresholds. But it also gives you an offensive edge, because when you're invulnerable, you will not be interrupted in your basic attacks. So those 3 are the usual gears that I would put on my carry. For the tank, I would go with at least 2 pieces of the 4th rule set. This obviously grants the resurrection effect, and that is crucial in the Skopos Build strategy, which I will explain in just a little bit. As for the utility role, I gear him with the LexCorp Helmet V2, the Claw of Horus, and the Ivy Stick. Now, the LexCorp Helmet is a very underrated gear in my opinion. I don't think many people realize how good it actually is. Its main purpose on a utility character is to grant 40% damage reduction on blocking. Okay, so your usual regular block reduces 50% incoming damage on block for specials. If you have the LexCorp Helmet, it adds another 40% damage reduction. So essentially, when an enemy uses a special on you and you have the LexCorp Helmet and you block, you'll be only receiving 10% damage, and that is huge. That's pretty much essential in the Skopos build. I don't think I can win games without it. So the LexCorp Helmet, the Claw of Horus, self-explanatory. It is used to mainly shatter gear of the enemy and reduce their potency, while the Ivy Stick deals DOT damage.
Now that you've mentioned how you gear your team, what's the strategy in using the Skopos build?
So let's talk about strategy.
Okay.
Once again, the carry's role is to take out the entire enemy team, and he's the main source of damage. Remember how we usually gear him with the Tandu Totem Master's Death card?
Yeah.
So the strength of the build lies in the tag-in effects of Tandu Totem and the Master's Death card to fire specials. You will want to put him in the 2nd slot instead of the 1st slot for obvious reasons. That being said, the 2 supports, which are your utility and tank, are there to stall time until the tagging cooldown is up for your carry to tag in again. So as long as your supports are alive, your carry would have another chance of tagging in, gaining 2 bars of power thanks to his gears, and firing a special 2. And most of the time, that 1 extra tag-in could mean victory or defeat. Thus, it is imperative to try your best to keep your supports alive. For utility, make the most of the LexCorp Helmet by spam blocking. I mean, 90% damage reduction on blocking is huge. Otherwise, you want to be using his special ones for the dual purpose of DOT damage and shattering enemy gear. Now, the timing of tagging in your tank to absorb incoming specials or super moves is another crucial aspect of the strategy. Let's take a look at 2 examples of how it's done. So for the first example, we have Injustice 2 Superman as my carry, and Regime Nightwing equipped with the Astral Harness as my tank. As you can see here, the enemy's Injustice 2 Superman already has 2 bars of power. Okay, so I'm already kind of wary of that. Let's play the video. And he tags him with 3 bars of power. So here you gotta have fast reactions to tagging your tank, in this case Nightwing, with the Astral Harness. And of course, the super move will not affect him because the shield of the Astral Harness is still up. As you can see here, he comes out of that unscathed. So let's take a look at the second example. So in this example, we have Yellow Lantern Hal Jordan as my carry, and he's equipped with the Tandu Totem and Master's Death card, while Aim Comey Catwoman is the tank here, and she is equipped with 2 pieces of the 4th world set. So take note, Aim Comey Catwoman, 2 pieces of the fourth rule set. See what goes down. This is business as usual for Yellow Lantern. He tags him with 2 bars of power. His first special 2 takes out Jessica Cruz easily. Tanu Totem refunds the power. He fires off his second special 2. Takes out Flash, but oh no, Raven steals his power with 3 bars. But Aim Combing Catwoman with the 2 pieces of fourth world set tagged in just in time to tank Raven's super move, and look at that resurrection.
Wow.
Okay, and then of course Yellow Lantern tags back in to finish the job. But this is to show you the importance of anticipation and fast reaction time to tagging your tank when the enemy is just about to use a super move. Now, if all goes well, matches would end in 10 seconds without the supports even tagging in. But obviously, that is not always the case when the enemy has the Astral Harness or there is an Arkham Knight Batgirl on their team, for instance. So I'm going to show you an example where things weren't as smooth sailing. This is the 5th battle of an Epic Ladder, which required the other 2 supports to be involved. Now, in this game, we have Injustice 2 Aquaman as the carry and Regime the Flash as the utility character, while Wonder Woman is the tank with 2 pieces of the fourth world set. Now, just a quick recap of the strategy behind using this unbalanced team. The 2 supports are there to stall time. When Aquaman is not able to immediately knock out one of the enemies. You gotta keep that in mind. 2 supports tag in, absorb damage, stall time as long as possible until Aquaman can tag back in to finish the rest of the enemies. So let's hop right in. It's just showing their gears, Flash being utility, Wonder Woman having tank gears. There we go. Here's another example of quick reaction where Aquaman tags into the Astral Harness, so he does not take any damage from Winged Avenger of Arkham Origin Batman. So he fires his first special 2. He successfully takes out Batman. However, as we can see here, Deathstroke has the Astral Harness, so it's not going to be as straightforward. It's not going to be a 10-second match. He fires his second special 2, but Astral Harness shield is triggered. And so now I tag in the Flash, and he blocks. With the LexCorp helmet, he only receives 10% of Deathstroke's special. And again, from Dark Arkham Knight, you see he blocked Arkham Knight's special, and the damage received was minimal. So Aquaman tags back in, fires another special 2. It's not dead, so I tank in Wonder Woman, and the reflect from the fourth wheel chest plate damages Deathstroke a little bit. So he stalled time. Aquaman tags back in again, and this time his special 2 will knock out Deathstroke and the Arcanine. So that was a match that wasn't as smooth sailing, but I think the video showed adequately how the strategy of the Skopos Build was employed, with the 2 supports stalling time until the carrier could finish the job. This is why there's a clear distinction between the Skopos Build and the usual unbalanced team you see online of 1 high elite goal and 2 bronze fillers, which serve no other purpose than to lower the average team stats. If it weren't for the way the 2 supports in the Skopos Build were geared, they would have been knocked out way sooner together with the carry, and the match would have been lost. This again highlights why keeping your supports alive is crucial to the success of the Skopos Build.
You know, honestly, I'm just impressed that you came up with such an effective build.
Thank you.
Do you think that you could mention, some take-home points of the Skopos Build?
Run unbalanced teams for quicker matches or overall weaker opponents. Team composition being 1 carry, 1 tank, and 1 utility. Blocking gears are awesome for supports survivability. The 2 pieces of fourth wheel set for resurrection against super moves. And most importantly, try to keep your 2 supports alive because The strength of the build lies in the carry, tagging in frequently to make the most out of the Tandu Totem plus Master's Death Card combo to wipe out the enemies. To end the video, I would like to share some personal thoughts on my journey to number 1. When I first started out in the game, I used to look at the leaderboards and think to myself, wow, these guys, number 1, number 2, they're fully maxed out Elite 10 level 60 teams. Wow, there's so many points. It's insane. I mean, I never imagined in my wildest dreams that I would end up in first place. With the described build, I was able to finish matches quicker, and as a result, grind more games and outpace all of the iOS MP competitors. Before I knew it, I was winning gear seasons that weren't as competitive. I decided to put the build to the test on a character season, specifically the Cassandra Cain Batgirl season, and the rest was history. The Cassandra Cain season, the Metahuman Flash season, and the Reverse Flash season. There's still no shortcut to success if you're looking to embark on this journey to the top. There's a big time commitment in grinding literally thousands of games per season, but that approach would definitely give you the edge in getting there because that was how I did it. That's the Skopos Build.